All right, after game video, man. Philadelphia Eagles, we won the game. We won. I'm happy about that. 13-1 right now. In the driver's seat, I think if we win next week, we should lock up home field advantage, which is the key. But I'm telling y'all right now, I was not feeling the way we played yesterday. I found it very, very, very disturbing. It has very little to do with the actual performance of the players. Our roster is solid. It's the best roster top to bottom in the league. My concern right now yesterday was the coaching staff, the game plan. I have no idea what the hell the offensive game plan was and why that was the offensive game plan. Nick Sirianni, after the game, he's talking about those design runs, which I'm fucking tired of. Them shits is not necessary, man. Those types of things are little plays that you do on a part of a fucking team that's impotent. A team that really lacks the star power that we have, man. That's when you do that bullshit, when you trying to fool somebody. You know, to run Jalen Hurts 17 times, man, in a game against the Chicago Bears, a team that won 3 games. You know, you don't have to do that against Chicago, man. Like, risking the chance of him getting hurt. Nigga, you don't understand. Like, we've been through this in 2017. You know, I know that ended out well. However, like, you're dealing with a city that's a little traumatized by losing quarterbacks during promising years. Dude, I go back to Randall Cunningham and getting hurt by Bryce Pop. Right, our whole season was pretty much done after that. We had the number 1 defense in the league. You know, and really, all you needed was Randall to be intact. Randall gets hurt. That's it. I can't tell you how many times Donovan McNabb got hurt. I think about 2 or 3 times. You know, which derailed that. And then with Carson Wentz in 2017, he goes down. Dude, you're going closer to the finish line. This thing ain't gonna work without Jalen Hurts, man. I know we got a hell of a team. I know we got a system that the NFL has not figured out yet. But I don't know if you can run that shit with Gardner Minshew, man. Shane Steichen, other than the RPO stuff that we're doing with Hurts, Shane Steichen seems to love bubble screens and all that kind of stuff, man. That you think that's going to do it? Like Gardner Minshew and bubble screens? Because I know you ain't going to be going down the field with him. You know, so, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. That was an asshole game plan yesterday. Miles Sanders, you know, in the fourth quarter, he breaks off that explosive run. And that's his 5th carry. How the hell Miles Sanders, who got 1,000 yards right now this season, gets his 5th carry in the fourth quarter? Bruh, I'm going to tell you what my fear is, man. My fear is for these guys ultimately, man. I believe for some reason, ultimately, man, Nick Sirianni, I don't know if it's Steichen too, whatever, that those guys want to play like Kansas City. Ultimately, that's what they want to do. They want to play like fucking Buffalo. And I don't know if this is coming from Jeffrey Lurie. I'm still confused about that because I still remember Jeffrey Lurie a few years back, you know, talking about how the passing game is everything. And then he's been interviewed by reporters who said that when the mentioning of running the ball comes up, he rolls his eyes like, you know, this type of stuff. That's his mentality. Like, bruh. Like, if you have not seen the effectiveness or the importance of a running game at this point, then I got to question your intellect. The one Super Bowl you did win. First, before that, we go back to Andy Reid. Andy Reid right now, I have no desire to play any type of Andy Reid offense. Some people think Andy Reid is this genius because he does all these dumbass shovel passes at the end zone and he does all this shit. You know, they think he's a genius. I never believed Andy Reid was a genius. The 14 years he was here, I still don't believe he's an offensive genius because an elite offense has to have 2 components. Number 1 has to have an elite running game, elite passing game equals elite offense, or at least a great running game in a good passing game, or a great passing game or good running game. You cannot be deficient in one of those areas and have an elite offense. Like, you can be so creative with passing, but if you suck with putting together a unit that from the 5-yard line that can run the ball in, I'm not impressed, bro. I'm not impressed with that. I'm not impressed with, shotgun from the one, passing the ball. Not impressive. I've seen the Seahawks lose a whole entire Super Bowl off of that very same stupid ass thinking. And I think it's clear that, and it's common sense that everyone should know. You should not be doing that. Now, I get the idea of, this was what I think happened was, they thought, okay, we need to go into Chicago. We need to bomb these dudes out of here real quick. Put up a quick 21 points. Hopefully defense can hold them to no more than 3. And maybe they quit, and then we could be sitting starters. So you can't plan that shit out. Like, your starters do get to sit, if you bomb a team, but you got to earn that shit. You got to earn those moments, like we did against the Giants. We had to earn that. I guess passing worked that game, right? But Miles Sanders still $144 in that game. You know what I mean? That's the way you got to play. And the main reason I'm disturbed by what happened in Chicago is because we went into the game knowing it was going to be 20 fucking degrees with a wind chill of who knows what. It might have felt like -5 out there, man. That Chicago cold is different. We're a cold weather city, Philadelphia, but Chicago, that's different. You up near Canada, near them lakes. That's completely different. You don't go into that game with this game plan that you're just going to bomb them out of here. Even if their secondary is weak, Chicago is actually worse against the run. They're like 20-something against the run, and you have one of the best running games in the league, and you out there just running the damn quarterback and not running the running backs. What the fuck was that, man? I'm not feeling that, man. I'm not feeling that at all, man, and I hope we don't see that again. I hope we do not see that again, man, because that shit right there will get you lost. You will lose in the playoffs, man. You go into the playoffs against the 49ers or something like that, you think you just going to bomb them out of there and not mix it up with a run and a pass and a pass and a run that throws them off, have them wondering what you're doing, you're going to fucking go home. That's what's going to happen, man. And that's what got me upset this morning. I don't know what these guys might do. Yeah, good, you won, okay? You beat a team you're supposed to beat. Bruh, you better not go out there with that dumbass game plan. You better not even go out there with that next week against the Cowboys, man. You better not go out there with that stupid-ass game plan, pass. Because you remember last year, that's why we lost to them. We kept passing and 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 passing. Like, that shit is dumb. That's what it is. I don't really care about how wins look. And I hope the other thing is that we're not all caught up in this fucking MVP bullshit. I do not give a damn about that. That's why you guys have never seen me do a video talking about why Hurts should be MVP or should Mahomes get it, whatever. Give Mahomes all that shit. I don't care about that, man. What I want is to get to that Super Bowl, get that Super Bowl MVP. That's the real MVP, the Super Bowl MVP. That regular season shit, who cares? Who cares, bruh? That's what I think they're doing. All right, let's pass for 300-400 yards a game so that way that'll do it. And maybe that's what they're on. I don't know. But I just remember all the Eagles were doing yesterday was dropping bombs, bruh. And you're lucky you have the receivers and the quarterback with a good enough arm to allow you to do that. But, dude, that was a shit game plan, man. It was trash. I was not feeling that, man. I was not feeling that. Listen, the MVP thing, I don't care about it because, number one, it's a media thing. It's a media thing, just like the Hall of Fame. It's a media thing. Guys get in just because they have enough reporters who like him as a person. Some guys don't get in because there's enough reporters that don't like him as a person. What happened with T.O.? To me, exposed the whole entire Hall of Fame. You got a guy whose numbers are undeniable, who should get in immediately. But because he didn't go out there and make enough friends, he didn't kiss enough ass, he didn't answer questions the way they want him to ask questions and all that kind of stuff, they want to use that to hold him off. That right there should have, in the eyes of just about everyone, that should have destroyed the integrity of the whole entire process and the whole entire system. Us fans, I don't watch football to hear what media people have to say. I couldn't care less about that. I'm watching football because I really love the game of football. Same with basketball and other sports that I like. And that's just me. What's going to happen here is Jalen Hurts can have a crazy lead on Patrick Mahomes or whatever. And then you got the game against Dallas. He go out there and lose that game right immediately. You'll have some people, even if he plays well, that'll say, well, he lost the MVP vote. That's how that shit works. That's why I don't have time for that. What I need them to do is focus on winning the game. And that's all that really matters, man. Go out there and win that game, man. And we should. Dallas, I'm not going to sit there and spend a whole lot of time talking about them because we got our own problems. But, man, that's pretty much all I got on that, man. I'm not feeling the way we played today. Yesterday, I'm sorry, even though we won the game, that was a dumbass game plan. And I hope we don't see that shit again, man. Peace.